We live in such a connected world that it is hard to picture a place in the UK that doesn't have mobile signal and isn't accessible during bad weather. But this is life on Bardsey Island off the coast of North Wales, where only 4 permanent residents live. After the storms kept us on the mainland for 2 weeks, we'll finally get to learn more about why people live here. Is it to get away from life on the mainland? Or is there just something about life on this island?
I had to go to a map and look where that island was off the coast of Wales.
Beautiful scenery. I would love to see that island. It was pretty cool.
It was very beautifully shot. All of the B-roll there. I'm a big fan when it comes to documentaries. I like to have sea footage, but I like to hear people talk to and have the interviews. I'm not a big fan of documentaries where there's just talking over footage, which you did not do here, and I love that. I love seeing these people on the island and actually getting to hear from them and like a little bit of their day-to-day, them talking about them being on the island, what that means to them. I definitely would have watched a longer documentary about them as well. It was very interesting. I
had never imagined an island with only 4 permanent residents. It just blew my mind. I found myself immediately drawn in and just wanting to know more about what's going on there. I went so far as even looking up Bardsey Island and checking out images of it, and it's just like it hardly gets more remote than that. And I just thought it was cool. What a great idea for a short doc to just go there and show us what it's all about. So thanks to the filmmaker for doing that. And yeah, definitely worth checking out.
I feel like the central question that was being asked was, why do people live here? Back in the day, there were over 100 families living there, and they had a lot of fun. And now there's just 3 or 4 kind of quirky men and no women living there. And there was a lot of questions around that. It didn't really seem to get answered. Sure, it's a beautiful place, and yes, it's a very quiet lifestyle. But I live in a remote area, and I think that they kind of touched on it in terms of through the cinematography, that once you live in a place that remote for that long, entry into our modern world is just like a different planet. You would be in culture shock for years. So that did come across in terms of the beautiful pictures and the forlorn atmosphere of the place.
It was lovely to see. That was something that I can relate to by living back from home in Europe, where we should be very appreciative of what we have here, seeing what they have there and how they're living. You just appreciate more life, and you can also reset your life when you're there, as to know what's important to have and not. It was a lovely movie to watch.
It really made me think about our present situation and how we're quarantined, because it mentioned how we need each other. And it's funny that only now, through quarantine, as an introvert, I'm like, listen, I might be an introvert, but I still need to talk to people, right? So it made me feel really nostalgic, because my favorite place growing up was my grandma's place in the countryside, because it was so far away from everything else and it was so peaceful, and you kind of just get to be free and on a different level. And yeah, it was really, really beautiful.
Think about the pandemic we're in now, because we're all kind of living on our own remote islands, so it's very relevant to our time. I was curious to see how the documentary filmmaker chose this subject, because I didn't see how he was connected to it, and I would have really liked to have known that part of the story. The cinematography with the animals of the island, was just really special. I kind of felt like I was there. The older gentleman that was interviewed, I liked that interview style. It was super intimate. And I thought that this was done really well. I just was wondering, I wanted to know more, and I guess that's a good thing.
Wow. I literally, when I watched it, my imagination was just like, boom! It was like projected into a romance novel in like the 19th century, or even like a modern day romance novel. It was so lush and gorgeous, and every shot I was like, this place is stunning. And just getting to know the people that actually, the 4 people that still live there, and seeing that like old structures still exist. There's this mysterious, like haunted, old world vibe that you just don't see. And it was to shine a light on that island made me go, oh, I want to make a film here. But it also made me go, oh, I would love to just stay in that space and live a simple life. I could maybe do that. So bravo, it was beautiful. I really, really, truly enjoyed it.
And all I can say is, if they'll have me, I will move there now. Fabulous little documentary, very well done. Good cinematography, good script, short, sweet, and to the point, but it's got everything it needs to make it a great one.